President Cyril Ramaphosa says he and his ministers are in regular conversation about the best way to spend the country's money.
Discussions that I and the Deputy President have with the ministers on an ongoing basis are focused on how the programs, as well as the activities undertaken by various government departments, advance economic growth. They also advance social development and service delivery, and focus on the priorities that have been set to be achieved.
Ramaphosa was also asked about tax increases.
Will you raise taxes in the February budget next year?
I would like the leader of the opposition to be present next year in February in the House when the Minister of Finance presents his budget. Then he will hear whether that will happen or not.
Reflecting on the outcomes of Census 2022, the President was asked what policy conclusions government will make on the latest figures. Ramaphosa gave the assurance that government remains committed to the improvement of the quality of services to South Africans. Speaking about the high numbers of non-South Africans migrating to the country from other parts of the continent, Ramaphosa said his executive has met to address this issue.
And our country has always been welcoming to people who are from outside the borders of South Africa. And we have often said that we would like this, yes, to be a home, because South Africa in the end belongs to all who live in it, but they must be legally here. And that's precisely what we are going to be focusing attention on going forward, from a legislative as well as from regulatory and executive point of view.
The President was also asked about the high numbers of murders of women and children and why these keep rising.
We have embarked on several strategies to end violence against women. Critical among these is the work underway to improve the response of the criminal justice system to gender-based violence, with a focus on the more effective law enforcement, better training for our police officers, and the streamlined legal processes that we have put in place.
He says laws enacted have led to stricter sentences and tighter bail conditions for these crime categories. Ramaphosa called on the men of South Africa to look at their roles in society, saying the many absent fathers in the country is a recipe for a number of socio-economic ills. Abra Barbia, SABC News, Parliament.